The main page of flyre.com contains complete information on the system and its participants. To log into Flyre, you need to enter your login and the password that you gave when you registered and press enter. We are now in the My Account section of the Flyre user, which contains the user's personal information. There is a brief record of the user's transactions in the system, in the form of a list of incoming and outgoing statuses and the total number of requests. On the left-hand side of the screen is the main menu, where you can create a new request, view existing incoming and outgoing requests, system activity statistics, and the list of requests previously archived. We want to create a request for a quotation. To do this, click on Create Request. By clicking on Create Request, we are able to choose the type of insurance to be reinsured: hull, property, or cargo. The option Other allows you to enter an item into the reinsurance transaction from any of the possible types of insurance. Let's say we want to reinsure cargo. Click on Cargo. A page opens to create a request for cargo reinsurance. Select a company to whom we want to send a request. We can select all companies listed or an individual company. Now, enter the appropriate information in the fields of the request page. Choose a list of insured risks or those that are subject to reinsurance. Specify the sum insured in the desired currency. Set the size of the net retention. This can be done as a percentage of the sum insured or in monetary terms at your discretion. The amount of reinsurance has automatically been calculated, after the deduction of net retention, in the amount of the balance of the sum insured. We can also set the size of the net retention in monetary terms. Concurrently, the size of all amounts has been recounted. If the amount transferred to reinsurance should not be the remainder of the sum insured, we can set the value of net retention and adjust the amount of reinsurance. To do this, just close the lock in the front of the value of net retention. You can also set the size of the cash loss. Set the date and time to close trading, the time by which you would like to receive quotations from your selected bidders, as well as the terms of insurance and reinsurance. If it's necessary to pay reinsurance premiums by installments, indicate the number and size of each of them as a percentage. Set the deductible amount. Flyre allows you to set a few deductible amounts, giving each its own description or linking it to a particular risk. In the Additional Information field, indicate any information that affects the degree of risk that has not been previously mentioned. In the List of Losses field, specify losses for the subject of this insurance for the previous periods of insurance. If necessary, you can attach a file with a more detailed description of the risk or photos of the subject of the insurance to your request for a quotation. Now, everything is ready to send the request for a quotation. You can preview the request and verify how accurately the form has been filled and make any necessary corrections before sending it. If no corrections are required, you can send off your request for a quotation. To do this, press Send the request. A new page opens up, Outgoing Requests. Here you can see at the top your just sent request with the Wait for Quotes status. Status color indicators help you see at what reinsurance stage any one of your incoming or outgoing requests is currently at. Now let's see what each reinsurer sees when he receives your request for a quotation. Each Each bidder receives an email notification of receipt of the request for a quotation. By clicking on the request number link in the email notification, the user goes directly to the relevant request page. After reviewing the terms of insurance and reinsurance, the reinsurer can send a quotation or withdraw from the bidding. If the reinsurer wants to take part in the bidding, he can indicate the value of the reinsurer's liability and the reinsurance rate. He also has the opportunity to make notes with respect to the special conditions of acceptance of risk in the reinsurance. To do that, he can use the functional field Comments or the chat module built into the Flyre system. Having specified the conditions for the acceptance of risk in the reinsurance, one can send the quotation by clicking on the appropriate button. Now back to the company seeking reinsurance. Quotations received. Choose the best offer. Flyre gives you the opportunity to transfer the risk either to one insurer or distribute the risk among several bidders. The system controls the total amount of liability that you transfer to the winners and notifies you of any excess or insufficient distribution. By transferring the risk to several reinsurers, you will spend the same amount of time creating a cover note as you would with one winner, as the documents are generated automatically by the system for each of them. Cover note has now been created and it can be sent to the reinsurer for acceptance. To do this, please click on Send the cover note. The electronic cover note has been sent, and upon its receipt, the reinsurer receives a notice and within a short time you'll receive an acceptance. Congratulations, your risk has been reinsured.